Hi everyone, Mary here. Let's see, today is May 12th, 2020, and I think I shared on my Patreon channel that if you're feeling like you slept all night, but you feel like you woke up and you're still kind of really tired, and you feel like you worked all night, that it's quite possible that you are working at night. You're just doing it maybe, I don't know, astrally or something. But what you can do, and what I did, was I asked my guides to help me to remember what it is that I'm dreaming. So before I go to sleep, I just have a little chat with my guides and say, just help me to remember what it is that I'm doing at night, and then when I wake up, I'll jot it down. So I've been working on that, and you're not going to get the message maybe the first time, but maybe after 3 or 4 times you'll get it. So last night, it's funny, it's really the same dream I've been having over and over. So I call it a dream, but I'm not sure if it's real, if I'm really working, or if it's a dream. But what I see is, I feel like I'm on this very narrow path, and it's up, it feels like we're climbing up a mountain. So it's part woods, but part rocks. And I feel like I'm being pulled up by other beings. And I'm also lifting others up behind me. But it's a narrow path, so like only one person, there's only enough room for one person. So people are pulling me up and I'm pulling others up. And I can only think that maybe that's like an analogy for the type of work I'm doing at night. Perhaps I'm at night also trying to lift people up or help with ascension, and maybe I'm being helped as well. But that's kind of what I got out of it. So if you can remember tonight to ask your guides to help you to remember when you wake up, help you to be conscious of what's going on while you're asleep. I've always been a firm believer that we do leave our bodies, and it's a lot like astral traveling. So, all right, I just wanted to share that with you. Let's do a little reading. I want to read about the U.S. economy. I'm a little curious. Things are really rough here on this island. They're actually distributing chicken to everyone who lives here. I, of course, don't eat chicken, but they're distributing chicken breasts and chicken wings, and there's a huge line in town because meat is pretty scarce right now. The meat plants have closed, at least in Puerto Rico. But I think that this is kind of a... To be honest with you, I don't like the way that we treat animals in factory farming. And I think it's a way that Mother Earth is trying to show us that maybe we don't need to eat so much meat. I mean, I don't judge anyone for eating meat, but I don't eat meat. I think I've shared with you, my journey with that. But I feel like people are starting to realize maybe they don't need meat at least every day. I think the price is going to get pretty expensive for meat, and I feel like we're just not treating animals right. And I feel like this whole thing with the meat situation is a way of helping people to wake up to, what are you really eating? What's in the meat? Is there antibiotics in the meat? And what does that do to your body and things like that? So just do some research. I just feel like this is a way of waking people up in regards to eating meat. Maybe go two or 3 days a week without eating meat and see how you feel. All right, so I'm going to read on the U.S. economy. Okay. Heavenly angels, please show me the U.S. economy. Please show me the U.S. economy. What's going to happen with the U.S. economy? Thank you so much, Heavenly Angels. Thank you so much. We'll do 4 tarot cards. So the first card I drew was the Queen of Cups, and then 4 of Swords. 2 more cards, please, Heavenly Angels. Thank you so much. This is the 10 of Swords, and we need 1 final card, maybe an outcome. Thank you so much. Magician. Okay. Excuse me. This is the overall energy at the bottom of the deck. It's the 8 of Wands. And so that is an energy of quick action. So I feel like that means that even though a few months back the stock market looked pretty okay. I mean, I don't know much about stocks, but I remember having a conversation with my aunt and uncle, and my uncle was like, the economy's great. And my husband and I were going, well, the stock market looks great, but I just felt like there was a bubble that was about to burst. And in reality, with this quick action, I feel like it just showed everyone that our economy didn't take long, right? It was very quick, it very quickly went downhill. And the stock market doesn't necessarily mirror what's going on, on the ground. It doesn't really show what's really happening. And I think that very quickly people became unemployed, lost their health insurance, and people are really struggling. And I don't think the stock market really mirrors that. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups are all about emotion. Now the Queen has a lot of wisdom, a lot of life experience. I feel like she has control of her emotions, meaning she takes a step back before reacting too quickly. So it's more of a metered response. So I feel like, this is us. We're looking at our financial situation, and we're trying not to react and get it all into fear and nervous about losing our jobs and feeding our families and paying the rent and things like that. So we have kind of a metered response. We're in this period of rest with the 4 of Swords. So it's this rest, meaning a lot of people aren't working right now, right? So we're in this rest period, but we're trying not to react because we're putting people first. Nobody wants to be responsible for harming someone else, by going back to work and opening up too soon. So I feel like people are doing their best to avoid that. But we have the 10 of Swords. Betrayal, right? People feel betrayed in a way. I have to say, people feel betrayed by the lack of planning by our government, because we had ample time to get things, to get a plan in place. And I think there was even a plan before Trump came into office. And I don't want to get all political, but I'm just going to say that I feel like people feel betrayed by the government. Even though they did send us a check for $1,200, you and I both know that doesn't go very far. So we're feeling a little betrayed. But remember that, we manifest our own reality. Now that's easy to say. That doesn't put food on the table, right? But you can plant the seeds and put out your intention of what it is that you wish to create, and then try to stay in a high vibration and feel the emotion that you would feel if you felt safe and secure and had that money coming in to feed your family. That's one way to read the Magician card. Another way to read it is we feel a little manipulated, right? Some of us feel a little bit manipulated by the system. So we have that going on as well. Okay. I feel like this time, this year 2020, is showing us, maybe things aren't as stable as we thought they were. This is a time to be creative and think about new ways of earning an income that you hadn't thought of before. And I think new technologies will be coming out. And you might be even one of those people that invents something, or finds another way to work from home or something of that nature. There's going to be a lot of new technologies, new ways of working, and new ways of earning a living that are more balanced, that still include your whole family or more time with your family, and going towards what it is that you are passionate about, what it is that that brings you joy. All right. So I was just talking about family. This is from the Metatron deck, Amanda Ellis's Archangel Metatron deck, and it says family. Circles of life. So maybe you didn't realize what you were missing. I mean, obviously you don't want to spend 24/7 with your family. But some of you may realize that it's kind of nice being at home and seeing your kids more than just at bedtime or that sort of thing. There may be even families coming together to create businesses, family businesses, maybe pooling their money to open up businesses on their own, and things like that. But we're definitely putting the family first. Let's see, that's number 49. Oh boy, you guys. The lighting is terrible in here. I went to the post office today because I ordered a new light to do videos, so that'll help. But it wasn't there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is number 49. 4 plus 9 adds up to 13. 1 plus 3 adds up to 4. Foundation. 4 is all about a solid foundation. So you may be creating a solid foundation financially with your family or putting your family first. Family is so important. Okay, so Heavenly Angels, please show us the U.S. economy. The U.S. economy. I can tell you one thing, the world is never going to be the same. We're never going to go back to the way things were. Things are going to be changing. And we have Mother Earth. Feel loved. Feel loved and comforted. Feel loved and comforted. Mother Earth. So I was talking about new technologies, and one of those new technologies will be ways of using products on our Earth that don't destroy the planet. I saw a story about some guys that created like leather goods out of cactus. I don't know how they did it. I didn't take the time to read it, but I saw the headline. So that's one way. Ways of producing packaging that isn't like styrofoam, to-go containers, things of that nature. We're going to be inventing new things that will take care of our Earth. Okay, so... Sorry, I'm dealing with another headache. I've been getting headaches almost every day. They feel like migraines. it's just like a, it's just like my whole head is huge, and I know my head's not huge, but I just feel really congested, and it's been going on for a couple of months now. And at this point, I'm starting to think, it's got to be that my crown chakra is being worked on. So today I tried to not resist the headache, but just like open up the top of my head visually and just breathe in and out of my head, and it's helping a little bit, but it's kind of hard to think when you have a headache all the time. Think straight. All right, we have the chopped wood card. Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle. So the saying is, before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, right? So this is all about doing your normal activities of daily life. Even if it's difficult, I'm feeling a little stressed, I have to admit. We are losing a huge amount of money by not having tourists here, and the whole island is. It's not just us. And there's a little stress with, on Facebook, seeing some guest house owners have let tourists here, let them sneak in on private planes, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. But Spirit wants us to, excuse me, continue with our daily lives by doing our daily chores, which can be a way of getting into meditation. Doing the dishes, cleaning the bathroom, sweeping the floor, washing the floor, vacuuming. Those are all ways that you can just be really present in the moment while you're doing those activities. And you might actually get like a light bulb moment. You might be like, maybe breadfruit leaves would make great packaging for something. I'm just throwing something out there. That sounds crazy, but just different ideas to come up with ways of helping the planet. Instead of worrying about how you're going to pay the bills, just clean a closet. Ideas will come to you if you allow it, if you stay out of anxiety and just kind of get meditative as you go about your daily chores. All right, this is a healing deck, and I forget the name of it. I apologize. But let's just see. So this is about finances. This is about the economy. What guidance can you offer us? Courage. Oh my gosh, I love Spirit. I love the way I feel when Spirit's around me. I love how this card came up because it takes courage. It takes courage to be in a situation where you're not sure how you're going to feed your family or pay your rent, or how are you going to get the next job? Are you going to lose the current job? It takes courage. And it's number 30, and the number 3 is all about expansion. Remember, we're going through this time of transition and expansion on a soul level. And it takes courage to get through these times, especially those with young children. You don't want to make them anxious, right? And it's hard to explain to a 3-year-old why, they can't have the things they normally have, like extra snacks or cookies, or they can't go to nursery school or see their friends, and it takes courage. So hang in there, guys. You have more strength than you realize. Okay, I guess we'll do one more card and just ask Spirit what energy surrounds us today with the Keepers of the Light. Heavenly angels. Ooh, 20 minutes. Yikes. I can talk, can I? Hopefully you can hear this. Hopefully this... I have actually 2 of these earbuds, and one of them works okay and the other doesn't. I should have checked it. All right. Heavenly angels, please show us what energy is surrounding us today. What energy surrounds us today? Jesus. Master Jesus. Jesus is all about forgiveness. I just heard, forgive them, they know not what they do. So, call on Jesus. He's here a lot with me when I do healings, when I do healing work. But it's all about forgiveness. The card says, you are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Further healing is possible at this time. So, I know some of you, and myself included, we feel like the systems have failed us, and we're just getting by, right? But have courage. Call on Jesus. It doesn't have to be about any religion. Jesus he's an energy of forgiveness. He's an energy of unity and Christ consciousness. So you can call on him if you need assistance with forgiveness. Try the Ho'oponopono prayer. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. If you're holding on to anger, that's all part of fear. So try to stay in your heart. Try to anchor in your heart. And you never know, you might be inventing the next product that we need to help Mother Earth. All right, I'll leave it there. Tomorrow I'm hoping to do an interview with my friend Stephanie, who's a yoga instructor, and she's going to talk about Kundalini Yoga. Okay, and I'm doing readings like crazy, and thank you for taking advantage of my 30 minutes for $30 special, which I'll keep open as long as I am in lockdown. I think that's it. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. I love your comments, and I try to respond to as many as I can. So make it a great Tuesday, everyone. Namaste.